Tonight on Hunter.
You killed Alan.
Do you think I want to see open season on teenagers? I'll get you everything I can. The people move to dismiss all charges against the defendant.
Order, please.
I want to take Charlie out of the driver's seat and put you in it.
You know, for an old guy, it still sounds like you can get it on. Too bad it was with one of your students.
You're mine.
I really think there's a place for me on this calendar.
Hey, let's kill that cop tonight.
Let's do it.
Los Angeles is a city under siege.
Texas Rangers think she's heading west.
Last week on Hunter.
Hunter, I've missed you, and I'm back in town with a bang.
My daughter buys this poison here.
And I'll find the source and burn it out.
Debbie, having met your dad, I don't think he'd be too happy about this.
But you'll tell him, huh?
I mean, if you want to get a handle on why this neighborhood shivers in its sleep, a young megalomaniac punk like Youngblood is a good place to start.
As Angelinos lock their doors and wonder, where are the police?
Never touch this.
The day after tomorrow, whoever owns that code's gonna be dead.
It's gonna be a long week.
Everyone creates their own death, and that's why they created me.
Freeze!
Day of execution.
Why do you think she didn't shoot you?
My number wasn't up.
Hey, hold it!
And now, City Under Siege, Part 2.
The alleged killer is named Jack Small.
Small's daughter is a student at Pierce High, where Clemens taught, and her alleged...
actualities, and then let's try to use whatever Alex can get us from Parker Center.
Thanks, Jack. Hang in there, Jack. We're with you all the way.
No,
Charles
nothing's
Devane
missing.
from Central Division.
Anything vandalized?
That's what I would have expected, but no. The Marshall boy died for absolutely nothing.
Well, listen, thanks, Mr. Landry. I do appreciate you talking to me. I'm going to speak to your neighbors now. We'll be in touch.
A detective from Central Division, Rick Hunter, was nearly killed by Smith and her unknown accomplice.
I'm Captain Devane.
Near a North Hollywood motel where the fugitives were reportedly staying.
You okay?
I keep thinking if I'd broken cover, he'd still be alive.
Come on now. You couldn't have known that Small would flip out like that. Go for blood?
It's this whole neighborhood. I mean, look at these people. They like it. It's as if in some sort of twisted way they get some kind of power back. How are you going to explain this to Alan Marshall's parents?
Looks like I'm going to be the one to have to do it. Landry and Alan Marshall. All this stuff kind of leads back to that punk, Johnny Youngblood. Somehow you've got to find out why.
Mr. Small is in custody and will appear
Thanks very much.
for preliminary hearing tomorrow. Right now, all we can
Hey, way to go, Jack. Time somebody did something.
And this neighborhood
I've got a 20-second lead and I've got a tape. Right. Stand by. 3, 2. Violence has once again shattered the deceptive calm of this
You killed Alan.
Police say an enraged mob ordered a masked burglar and identification of the deceased remains
Well, the mayor's office has asked us to
Camera
develop
2, push in.
a neighborhood
Ready,
emergency
camera 1,
task
ready,
force to
Ready, 1.
send a message to the criminal element in this town that it's over for them.
Yet, and I am citing a recent FBI report, Chief Moorhead, violent crime in Los Angeles increased 15% last week.
Yes, but the auto theft is down, and the robbery is down, and vandalism has, it's a big city. I mean, countywide, we've got 12 million people, and every day, obviously, there's going to be a few who are going to make a little trouble.
Make trouble? Like Alan Marshall, a 16-year-old high school student beaten to death by an angry mob?
I didn't say, at least I don't think I said, that we still don't have some problems.
Wasn't Marshall killed after the formation of your target task force on the same block as Sandra Clements, a teacher at his school?
I'm not conversant with every case here, but if you want me to agree, with your facts for the sake of argument, what's the point?
Perhaps police power versus mob rule, and who wins. Maybe only the crooks. But we'll leave it right there. Back after this.
Okay, everybody, we're in black. 2 minutes, Elaine. Chief Moorhead. Chief Moorhead! Chief! What the hell did you say to him, Elaine?
Felony arrest, Foothill 10, Rampart 29, Pacific 18, Central Division 6. And you got nothing in robbery. I'm looking here, I don't even see a decent burglary bust. Wait. We actually have a homicide collar. Now, is it a drug dealer? Or a rapist? Or a gang thug? The kind of animal that people want us to lock up? Of course not. You bring me a fireman. A father, the victim of a biker assault, trying to protect himself. Now get out of here and hit the bricks. Try to pretend you know how to be cops. If your arrest rate isn't up by 3 times at the end of this week, that's all you're going to be able to do, is pretend. Because you won't be cops anymore.
I need some fresh air.
What a jerk. You're letting this thing get to you too much. I'm going to ask him to spring some bodies loose in the task force down
We
here.
don't need to do that, do we?
I'll handle it. Now, what's the story on this calendar business?
Oh, well, come over here. According to Iris's shrink, she's into everything from biorhythms, numerology, astrology.
Let's lighten up on the astrology angle. Moorhead will hit the roof.
Now, look, if Iris wanted to kill me, she had plenty of opportunity to do it. That's why I really think there's a place for me on this calendar.
Well, at least get some rest. Martelli told me you were up all night last night.
Yeah, it was.
I can't prove intent. No way.
Come on, Clayton, can't the DA at least give me a murder beef here?
No, not even second degree, not with this. Hey, I'm on your side, McCall. Honest to God. He's a cretin. He deserves more than he's gonna get, but I can't get it. No jury is gonna send this man up for 15 years. What we have here is a solid case of manslaughter, and that's what I'm gonna file.
You know exactly what's going to happen here. This guy's going to do a year in county jail, and he's going to be back out on the streets.
Probably. I have a son. He starts high school next year. He's no angel. Do you think I want to see open season on teenagers? I'll get you everything I can, I swear.
You wanted something?
A lunch, actually. I just spent 20 minutes updating the chief. I got you a turkey there. I don't need your hostility, Devane.
Comes with the sandwich. So did you get my memo, or are you simply ignoring it?
No, I'm not ignoring it. I'm rejecting it. That's what I want to tell you. If Hunter knows she's out to kill him, that should raise his motivation to find her.
Well, Iris Smith is not your average garden variety killer. We have got to back him up.
I can't spare any extra manpower. Sorry.
If Iris Smith hits again, the press will be all over us and create more opportunities for lunatics like Jack Small to play hero.
My office is jammed with phone calls and telegrams in support of Jack Small. Marshall's fingerprints link him with over 20 burglaries in that area. Now, when I release that news to the press, they're going to have a parade in Jack Small's honor.
You are really playing it close. You're playing politics with people's lives, with Rick Hunter's life.
I'm playing whatever I have to play till your troops bring in some results. Now, look, my butt's on the line, Charlie, and whether you know it or not, so is yours.
Okay. I bypassed her security. We're in. Good. Jeez, I didn't know Alan's middle name was Trask.
Come on, just tell me what they got.
Okay, this is Sacramento CII, Criminal Information Something Database. They should have the works. Wow. Fingerprints like 20 of our old jobs.
Damn it. I don't need this right now. I mean, who knows who's crawling around this place? Lender's probably got narcs and plants everywhere.
Roger Dodger is in our pocket.
Yeah, maybe. Dupe that tape and I'll pay him a little visit.
Already done.
Hi. Have any passes? What are you doing in there?
Homework? It's my life.
This is very cozy. You wouldn't be selling drugs out of here, would you, John?
I'm the kind of guy who just says no.
Can I come in?
Hey, mi casa su casa.
Gracias. This is a nice setup here.
Thanks.
You going to Alan Marshall's funeral? Oh.
Oh, all right. I'll see you later.
Where are you going with those?
Well, it says right here, do not remove from computer lab. So I figure I'll return them for you. You don't have to thank me.
Hunter. Well, Kelly tells me you're on fire. What's up?
Charlie, I just spoke with Iris Smith's grade school principal. Guess who her fifth grade teacher was? Sandra Clements. Yeah. You see, it seems that Iris attacked Sandra after she caught her stealing some money from a fellow student. Sandra turned it in.
Iris killed Sandra Clements over something that happened 18 years ago?
Listen, I know it's very peculiar, but it looks like Iris is back in town to settle some old scores.
Question is, how many?
Well, to answer that, we'll have to find out who belongs to these dates.
Wait a minute, this is today. We're running out of time.
I love you, Billy Joe. Let's do it.
Homicide.
Hunter?
Yeah, Sergeant Hunter, who's this?
William Joseph Powell. Iris wants to talk to you.
You have my calendar, Hunter.
Yeah, I've got it right here in front of me, Iris. What are you doing?
You know what I'm doing. Your time's coming.
Yeah, you're next, Hunter.
Billy's a little overeager. I told him to be patient.
Well, I've been looking for you. When are we gonna get together?
Look at the calendar. All the answers are there. You know what today is?
Today's the 15th.
That's right. Mr. Savarino's execution date. Figured out where we are yet? I hope so.
Make sure that I get a full property report on this stuff. Maybe we can tie some of this junk into Alan Marshall. So, do you think this razor belongs to Billy Joe Powell?
I don't know. I'll find out, Charlie.
Fair enough. Kelly! So, you saw the getaway car?
Yeah.
How do you know it was a getaway car?
Well, it was going around the corner going. And then you guys got here.
What kind of car was it?
73 Lincoln, white.
How about a license number?
Okay. Oh, I didn't have any paper.
A little peace and tranquility, Ed.
A little color. My wife thinks I look like I spent the summer in solitary confinement. How's the new crime czar?
Running from the revolution like any good czar.
Yeah.
Chief expects me to turn it around overnight.
Well, just manufacture some more of those favorable crime stats. Pacify the press, everyone's a winner.
Rather drenched in cynicism, aren't we?
No, not really. Just feeling kind of beat up by real life. I'd really like to nail this lunatic Jack Small with some heavy time. Another spoonful of justice down the drain.
Well, wisely, I think. We're all expected to be involved with the art of the possible, as they say.
Meaning?
The Valley Voice survey says that 65% of our fellow citizens think that Small acted in self-defense while protecting his property. He should be released, scot-free. After all, it was a burglar that he killed.
Number one, Jack Small was not protecting his personal property. Number two, the burglar was a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, but his release could diffuse the issue. Ease a lot of tension in that community.
I can't help you, Moorhead. This guy's gonna take his licks with a manslaughter charge.
How long have we been friends, then? Where did we meet? San Pedro, remember?
Let's go, girls. Move it. Move it.
What are you supposed to be, a scout? Don't get too comfortable. Enough people are suspicious of me already here. What you got?
You helping Vice out in some big-time investigation?
No. Why?
Well, I know that you expressly wanted me to check out this guy, Gary Severino. But in doing so, I found out that he's got some connections to a dude who's got a bad reputation. You know a guy by the name of Lenny Pike?
Never heard of him.
East Coast. Enforcer and bagman for some world-class players of the skin game.
Well, check this out. Savarino paged Youngblood this morning. Got his number off of Youngblood's beeper. With Savarino gone, maybe this Lenny Pike's looking for a new boy to do business with.
Interesting.
You live here, Youngblood.
Nah. Got this place for parties. I can do better than this.
You know how often I fly out here? Twice a year. Maybe 3 times somebody puts a gun to my head. Or vice versa.
Okay, Mr. Pike. You don't have to get heavy with me. Gary's dead. So don't you think maybe we should be a little careful?
I don't have a problem with that. My problem's with delivery dates.
I just want to take a little time off. Couple of weeks.
One thing I want you to understand, Johnny. In this organization, you produce. You don't tell someone that you're worried about your delicate little skin.
Hey, I'm just trying to be sensible, all right?
I understand sensible. Here's sensible from my point of view. My boss takes an order. Say, some guy with too much oil on the ground, no fun in the palace. He'll pay you plenty for what you do, Johnny. Apple cheek first-timers, real McCoy. You wouldn't believe how many guys like that there are. So sensible to me is, I tell my boss, no problem. Now, do I have a problem, Johnny? I don't want to make that 3rd trip out here.
Your Honor, the department's position is to oppose bail in this case. I also have spoken to the parents of the victim, and they asked me to express their vehement opposition to this defendant being released on bail. They feel, and I happen to agree with them, that to do so would not be in the best interest of justice and signify that the law enforcement agencies in this city consider a brutal vigilante-style murder like this to be no more important than a traffic violation.
Very well. Mr. Trent?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, as you know, bail is not meant to be punitive, but only to ensure the appearance of the accused for trial. Since Captain Devane has gone so strongly on record opposing bail, may I ask him a few questions? Captain, did Mr. Marshall's death occur as a result of his fleeing a burglary?
Yes.
Did your investigation tie Marshall to other burglaries?
Yes.
Captain, do you have any information, anything at all, that would indicate Mr. Small would leave the jurisdiction of this court?
No.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask a reasonable bail be set, say the sum of $5,000.
Your position, Mr. Clayton?
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Now, hold on a
No
second.
objection, Your Honor.
Very well. Bail is set in the sum of $5,000.
Nice hunk of American steel you got here. Snappy, I'd call it.
It's after hours, young blood. Get off the grounds.
Roger. 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 Roger.
Turn it off.
You know, for an old guy, it still sounds like you can get it on.
Too bad it was with one of your students.
Give me that.
Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm not here to take your parking place away. The new gym teach, Miss Woods, is she a cop? I know the young lady that you're making music with on my tape, and I can prove that you were with her. If the school board ever found out, you'd never teach again.
Hunter, you any closer on Iris Smith?
We're getting there, Chief.
Great. I knew you would be. You know, you're a hell of a good cop. Look, this won't take long. It has to do with Captain Devane and the miserable job he's doing on the net force. Now, frankly, now, if I let him continue, I could be putting my own neck in a noose. Huh? You understand what I'm talking about?
No.
I want to take Charlie out of the driver's seat and put you in it. Could be a hell of a good chance for a promotion, huh? If you do the job right, huh? Think about it, okay? Give me an answer, you know, later today.
Chief, I really appreciate the opportunity, but stick it.
Dee Dee, listen, did you see Debbie today?
No, I haven't seen her. She skipped school today.
Yeah, she didn't sleep home last night. I'm a little worried. I have to track her down. Come on in, have a drink. We're having a celebration.
You obviously made bail.
Yeah. Well, you don't seem very happy. Come on, have a drink.
No, I'll pass. Thank you.
Here's to taking another criminal off the streets.
You actually believe that, don't you? Do you think that you've personally made this world a better place by removing a kid who stole some radios? You are pathetic.
Pathetic? We're claiming back our streets. Alan Marshall is responsible for half the burglaries in this neighborhood. He got what he deserved.
God, what he deserved. Do you think you had the right to just eliminate him? What? He was meaningless, no chance for rehabilitation. Just execute him. Is that it, Small?
Come on, lady. Rehabilitation, the prisons, a revolving door, courts, no cops. No, it is fear. Fear of punishment that is the glue that holds this society together. And we're getting it back in this neighborhood. Now, it's the flaming liberals that want to keep the criminals on the street.
Really? Well, don't forget where you're going, Small. Maybe after a few nights in a steel room with some real cons, you'll become a flaming liberal yourself. You make me sick. Hello?
Miss Woods, it's Debbie Small.
Debbie, you all right?
Can I talk to you? I'm in a lot of trouble.
Where are you?
I'm near the school. No, can you meet me at the gym? I'm afraid to come home.
I'll be right there. Debbie?
Debbie, you all right?
Over here! No, over here. You're in trouble now.
Hey, come on, what is this?
Better duck!
Turn off the light, come on!
Dee Dee, over here! Hey, Sergeant, over here! Back here! See target.
Oh, great. Hey, come on!
Sergeant Dee Dee McCall, Central Division Homicide Detail. It's been nice having you at Pierce High.
Who is it?
Open up, Landry. It's McCall. It's official business.
What is this? I thought you were undercover.
So did I. You want to elaborate?
Whoa, I'm not following.
You were the only one at Pierce who knew my name.
I didn't tell them. I didn't. Why would I do a thing like that?
Good question. Hope you have a good answer.
Can you tell me how a trained, experienced homicide detective is outwitted by a high school punk?
Roger Landry was the only person at that school who knew I was working undercover.
No. Half the student body knew about it.
So that's it, huh? That's it? I blew my cover, case is closed? You try to stick that in my file and I'll stuff it right up your nose, sir.
She's definitely your partner.
How you doing?
Guy makes me nuts.
With all due respect, when does he go on vacation? Save it, huh? And you, cool off. So what are you working on, Hunter? Guess whose fingerprints are all over the razor blade? William Joseph Powell. Some good news for change. We also know what car he's driving, too. That's good. You stay on Youngblood. Trying to find out what's on those computer disks. Listen, I'm gonna have things back to normal here, I promise you. Good.
Yo, Allison, wait up. What's going on?
Not much.
Haven't seen you around lately.
I've been around. How about you?
I haven't been close enough to you. Want to do something tonight?
Like what?
I don't know. Take a ride in my van.
Sure.
The computer disks you gave me are copies of software from a computer information service called CompuSource in Phoenix, Arizona. Got the PC hooked into them right now.
What kind of computer information?
Oh, everything. Typical computer hobbyist service. News, games, stocks, free programs, nothing unusual. You can connect up to it using any regular telephone line. Youngblood's a subscriber to their data storage service, kind of an electronic file cabinet.
Well, that's smart. He keeps his records and receipts off paper.
Right. He unloads everything. He can use any cheap computer and the phone in his van.
I'll get a warrant.
You're going to need two. One here and one in Arizona. But I'm going to warn you, it's not going to do you any good unless you can read this. I've been peeking into his data. Apparently, Youngblood uses an encoding program to scramble up his records. All we get is page after page of hash.
What code?
Could be any one of 20 simple programs. All the kids know them. Anybody with a computer can use a code as hard to untangle as those used by the Defense Department a couple of years ago.
Well, you're brilliant. How long will it take you to break this one?
McCall, send me to Washington. Get me into the basement of the CIA. I'm still going to need a couple of weeks. Otherwise, it's going to take me a little bit longer.
Oh, come on. Can't I get something on this guy before the turn of the century?
Well, if you can get me an interstate wiretap, you might. Then the next person that calls and uses Youngblood's CompuSource account will know who he does business with.
Small won't be interviewed, but the other members of his neighborhood watch group describe him as taking a hard law
Okay,
enforcement
Saeed,
stand.
we're ready in
He was attacked by
5,
bikers
4,
and stabbed
3, 2.
The preliminary hearing of Jack Small, dubbed the Vistamar Vigilante, will get underway this afternoon in Los Angeles. Demonstrators protesting Small's release on bail faced off with marchers hailing him as a local hero. Now, the DA is expected to present enough evidence to support a charge of manslaughter against Small. His supporters vow to fight the charge. His detractors say manslaughter is letting Small off.
Mr. Clayton, are you ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I've discussed the case with my superiors, and in the interest of justice, the people move to dismiss all charges against the defendant.
Order, please. Order in the court. Would you care to clarify that decision for the record?
We feel there's more than a reasonable doubt as to whether the defendant used unequal force. We're willing to accept his claim of proper self-defense.
Order, please. Very well. Case dismissed.
Here he comes.
Mr. Clayton, Mr. Clayton, why did you drop the
Ed,
charges? Can we
Ed,
have a
what the hell is
statement?
going on?
How do you answer Marshall's parents?
Mr. Small, how does it feel to have all charges against you dropped?
Well, naturally, I'm pleased, I'm delighted. I don't have to go through the ordeal of a trial. But
any happiness that I feel is outweighed by sorrow. The sorrow because of a community that was coming apart at the seams. A young man by the name of Alan Marshall died. It has certainly given me a new sense of support for the police department that is doing everything that it can to make this city a safer place to live.
Mr. Small, what's next? And what do you say to the parents of the dead boy?
You're mine.
Hi. Could you help me? I'm looking for a girl. Her name is Debbie. She hasn't done anything wrong. I just really need to speak with her. No, huh? All right, look, if you do see her, will you call me, please? Call me collect. No, you keep that. Thank you.
From an
First time?
Yeah.
Wanna try something special?
Sure. What's that for?
Let's just pretend we're in the movies.
You gonna mess with that thing all night long?
Yes?
Hey, let's kill that cop tonight.
No.
Well, I'm bored. I need some action.
Haven't I been treating you right?
Well, you know what I mean, baby. Remember how it was when we first met? Huh? Well, I was kind of hoping we might do the same thing again.
I don't want to do that anymore.
Why not? Hey, most of them are asking for it.
People only die when the time is right, Billy Joe. You don't have to go out looking for them. They'll be delivered to you at the hour appointed by the universe.
Hey, you sit there all you want. I'm going out.
Cops see you, you're dead.
And no one's gonna see me. I'm gonna have some fun.
Hunter.
Charlie. Remember the Hollywood hooker slashings about 8 years ago?
Yeah, 14 mutilated women. It was your case, still unsolved.
Right. Now, I arrested Iris while I was working on that case. I found out she was wanted for murder in Texas. After I extradited her back to Texas, those slashings stopped.
Okay.
You recall what kind of weapon was used in the slashings?
Razor.
Right.
Was Billy Joe Powell in Hollywood then?
Powell grew up in Montana. The state police there lost track of him in 1974. We busted him 4 times here in Los Angeles between 1975 and 1978.
That's when the slashings took place.
That's right.
Billy later turns up in Texas. His first arrest is 6 weeks after Iris is extradited.
Right. He's following his lover, isn't he?
Where does that leave you?
Now, Iris told me all the information I needed to know was going to be found on the calendar. I have an idea we're going to hear from her pretty soon.
Why don't you go on home, okay? I'll lock this stuff up. Just, pull all that stuff from Gary Savarino's shop and leave it for me on the counter, all right? Thank you.
fell on TV. Aren't you that big hero, Jack Small?
Yes, I am.
Well, I was hoping I'd find you. How you doing? Okay.